Good day, everyone. How are you all doing today? Hope everyone is, of course, feeling groovy, realizing the government does not love you, and also realizing that everything you've been told since the day you were born is a lie. It is July the 12th, 2025. Mr. Buzz coming to you, 11:32 a.m. Mr. Buzz coming to you from the communist shithole known as Ontario, Canada. And got to mention quickly, I love the comments I get. Hi, Mr. Buzz. I'm watching from the communist shithole that is known as UK. That's awesome. Love reading those. So lots of us are in communist shitholes, obviously, because that's what the New World Order is trying to turn the world into. One big communist shithole. So, New World Order. I'm going to explain their methodology here today with a term, solve et coagula. In Latin, this means dissolve and coagulate. So the word coagulate, you might have heard that in relation to blood. Blood coagulates, right? It gels, and so it's like the joining together of things. Things come together and adhere to each other. And dissolve, well, we all know what dissolve means. Eliminate it, get rid of it, and destroy it. Now the first time I heard this term was from a member of the Vatican at the time. His name is Archbishop Vigano. He wrote a letter to Donald Trump at the beginning of the pandemic, and it was a warning of this whole New World Order thing, what they're trying to do. And he used that term. He said, I want the president to be aware of the term solve et coagula. And he explained what it meant, because this is the methodology of the New World Order. This is what their mission statement is, you might as well say. This is the way they do everything. So when we watch these people destroying countries, making an absolute mess of the economy, bankrupting, the coffers of a country, people like to say, look, these people are incompetent. Think of it this way. Let's say I'm a gardener. Somebody hires me to come and look after their garden. But someone else has paid me under the table to destroy that garden because they don't want that person to have it. So I go in there as the gardener and I kill all the plants. Well, the person that hired me to come and garden for them will think I'm incompetent. But in fact, I'm completely competent because I did what I was paid by the other person to do, destroy the garden. Okay, so when we think things are able to be blamed on incompetence, it's probably not. Justin Trudeau, our former prime minister. Now, I mean, he is completely incompetent. That's why they used him. That's why they put him in there, because he's a bumbling idiot. But he was only put there to destroy the country. He wasn't put there to improve things for Canadians or make our economy better. He was put there to bankrupt the country, print a whole bunch of money and devalue our currency even more than it already is. It's not worth squat as it is. And borrow a whole bunch of money from the International Monetary Fund, the IMF. And therefore make Canada beholding to the IMF. They basically own this country now, because we're in such debt to them. That's what they did to all the countries. That is the solve part. Okay, everything they're doing, solve et coagula. Dissolve and coagulate. Out of the ashes will be born something new. This is another term you might have, or another phrase you might have heard. Out of the ashes will rise something new. So out of the ashes suggests burn it down, then rebuild it. That's what the term means. Everything they do that looks like incompetence is probably not. It is probably exactly what they're trying to do. Look at Gavin Newsom. He appears to be the most incompetent man on the planet. Karen Bass, another one. Completely incompetent. on the surface. Except they're WEF handlers, they're Round Table, they're Bilderberg people, the Trilateral Commission, the Council on Foreign Relations, all the people who really run the world have put them there to be, well, to appear incompetent. They always say, don't blame on malice what can be explained by incompetence, but that is a trick. That is a trick. They want you to think all this stuff is just incompetence. Easiest way to get out of it. Well, I just screwed up. No, you didn't. You destroyed it on purpose because of the phrase, Salve et Coagula. Now, the New World Order has another, it's a, what do you call it, a logo, basically, an icon, a symbol. We'll just call it a symbol. And I forget everything that's in the symbol, but part of it is a turtle. And what the turtle represents is this slow tiptoe towards things, this very slow crawl towards their goal. And this, I wish I couldn't find the symbol, but if you just look up New World Order symbols and look around, you'll probably come up with it. It's the one with the turtle on it. And it's also got something in the symbol about like being quiet, being secretive. This is what they're doing, slowly dissolving everything that exists. And they're going to, out of the ashes, build something new. They got this wonderful idea, which I believe is coming from, I swear, I think it's coming from those who dwell inside the earth. They're the ones who are driving this whole thing. And they think that if we just eliminate borders, then we can have peace. Well, it looks good on paper, except to eliminate all the borders and have everybody together as one, that means you got to jam together all these cultures that hate each other. And that's not going to create peace. Okay? You'll notice they're not taking Western people and jamming them into Muslim countries, are they? No, because how would that go? The Western people would be murdered. As soon as they got jammed in there, the Muslims are not going to put up with us because we're infidels and they'd kill us all. So they did it the opposite way, because who are the peaceful ones? The Western people. So they take all the Muslims and jam them into our culture and just expect us to, I don't know, it's not even an assimilation. We're just supposed to tolerate whatever they do and let them go, let them have their way. This is part of Salve et Coagula. This is all part of it. It's vicious and cruel to the Western world because these people that want to come here, obviously they want to come here because it's a better society. It's freer. There's more opportunity. It's just better in every way. The infrastructure is more solid. Everything. We have social programs. The benefits are very obvious. Go over to Pakistan. Apply for welfare. See how you do. They're not gonna give you anything. They'll pay for a bullet to end you. That's about the extent of what they're going to pay for. So the Western world needs to be destroyed. And this idea of equity, okay, this is another part of this. Equity, people confuse that as meaning equality. Everybody is equal under the law and stuff. Equity, imagine it this way. The Western world has things pretty good. Good society, like I say, good infrastructure, social programs. A lot of Middle Eastern countries and, the places like Pakistan, they don't have the same things. And there's a lot more poverty. There's a lot more misery. There's a lot more famine. There's all that stuff goes on. So they take a whole bunch of those people, jam them into this society, and eventually they figure that'll balance out. So some of our wealth and comfort that we've had will be transferred to them, and it balances out. And then everybody, their standard of living is lowered. But for the ones who came from really bad places, their standard of living has gone up some at our expense. That's what equity means. That's what equity is. It isn't equality. It's nothing to do with equality. We actually have a two-tier society here. The immigrants are being favored over the actual citizens. That is an equality. But equity, we can say, is going to occur. Everyone will have their standard of living lowered, and we'll all be living pretty much the same in the end. That's the way they see it. Doesn't apply to them. Doesn't apply to those who follow Salve et Coagula. The Salve part is our world. That's what's being dissolved. They're still in their gated communities. They're like in the Hunger Games. They live in the capital, and everyone else is in the regions, right? I've talked about this before. That's the way it's still going to be for them. They don't have to put up with any of this stuff. They're just dissolving our world. And they have this utopian fantasy of a world with no borders. Think of the song by the Beatles, Imagine. That's a CIA-written song. John Lennon did not write the words to that. Well, he may have assisted, I don't know. But the CIA is responsible for that song. It's like the song Winds of Change by the Scorpions. That's another one that the CIA wrote. The CIA uses rock bands, pop bands, whatever, to inject stuff into the world. And the Beatles were actually a CIA asset, whether people believe it or not. If you research it, you'll find out. I'm telling you the truth. The Beatles were CIA. That was their purpose. That's how all those big bands that just rose right to stardom. That's why. You don't rise to stardom like that unless they allow you to. And they don't allow you to unless you're serving their agenda. The song Imagine there's no countries and no religion too. And this is what they're saying. Read the words in that song. You'll see that is a New World Order utopian fantasy. That's what it is. And it's to make everybody think that this is what we got to do. We got to get rid of borders. We got to get rid of separate cultures. Everybody live as one, and the world will live as one. It's a song of a one world government. Nobody can tell me it's not. That's completely what it is. And in order to accomplish this, Salve et Coagula. There's also order from chaos. It's another, I forget how you say it in Latin, but it's the same sort of idea. Cause a whole bunch of chaos. It's like the Hegelian dialectic, problem, reaction, solution. Create the problem, you'll get a reaction, then offer the solution. Goes right along with Salve et Coagula. So if you ever hear that term, now you'll know what it means. Thank you for watching, and remember that Jesus Christ is the way, the truth, and the life.